Today we are going to discuss the overloading the binary operators. Now, overloading binary operators means what? You are going to operate for the addition operator or subtraction operator or multiplication operator. These are called as the binary operator because it takes two operands, right? So we are going to discuss how to use that binary operators. Using this binary operators, we are going to use the method overloading. Okay. So discussing here, can we overload as a member function or as a friend function? So this is the question. For the binary operators also we can overload as a member function as well as using the friend function. So like the unary operator, binary operators can also be overloaded as a member function or as a friend function. Then it is as a member function, what you have to do? You have to pass one explicit argument. That means it is taking one explicit argument. One itself it is taking and another that you have to pass explicitly as a argument. Okay. When you are using method overloading for the member function, then for the friend function it takes two explicit arguments which may be object of that particular relevant class. Okay, if you are using the friend function, then it takes two explicit arguments which may be the object of that class, right? We are going to have, if you are using friend function, then it takes two arguments, but if it is taking the member function, then it is taking only one argument. Is it clear? If you are using member function, then it is taking one argument, and if you are using friend function, then it takes two arguments. Okay, both the arguments. Like if you are performing the addition, then suppose you are performing addition operation, then you require two operands, both the operands in the form of the object. In the form of the object you have to pass. Using the member function, only one object you have to pass. All right. Now this overloading operator as a friend function, when you are overloading the operator as a member function, fails in typical situation where left hand side of the operator, overloaded operator, has to be a built-in data type. Okay, that is the disadvantage. Sometimes it fails in typical situation if your left hand side of the overloaded operator has a built-in data type. Built-in data type means it is an integer, character. These are the built-in data types. But if you are using as an object, as a user-defined data type, okay, class, then you can use a member function and it is doing well. Why this happens? Then left hand operand responsible for invoking the function that should be a object, because OOP is an object oriented language. So when it is invoking any function, it should be an object. Okay. In such situation, overloading the operator as a friend function becomes essential. Then in that case, what is suitable? Using the friend function is the suitable thing. Okay. So for certain cases, if it is a built-in data type, you can use a friend function. Suppose you are having the finding out the complex number addition, subtraction, then you can use that data types. In both the way, you can use the member function as well as the friend function. There is no problem. Okay. Now we will see the example of the overloading binary operator. Which binary operator you are going to overload? Suppose you are overloading the plus operator. Okay. Now there is a class, distance class. In this distance class, we have two variables, that is distance having the feet in integer data type and inches in the float data type. It has two variables, feet and inches. Okay. Now we are going to have the class distance, of which you are going to perform the addition of two distances. Addition of two distances. That means you are going to add two objects of the distance class. You are going to add two objects of the distance class. Okay, that means you have to add the variables which exist inside this distance class. Okay, so initially when we start as a method, now first method which we have is the constructor call, which is a constructor call. Now what is the name of the constructor? Because it remains same as the class name, so distance constructor we are calling, getting to initialize the variable value feet into the 0 and inches into the 0.0. That means you are giving a value feet is equal to 0, and inches is equal to 0.0. This is the initialization constructor or default constructor. Whenever the object is created, this default constructor will get called. Afterwards, I am again taking one more constructor, which is a parameterized constructor. I am taking the parameterized constructor. Now, when I use the parameterized constructor, I need to pass the parameters, and these values will be get assigned to the class variables. This will be values which will assign to the class variables. Now, in this parameterized call, we are passing the ft, and in this variables get assigned to the feet and inches. Okay, this is the one way to write. Other way is just write distance int ft comma float in bracket you can write, then mention feet is equal to ft semicolon, then inches is equal to in semicolon. This will get assigned the values to the variables feet and inches, which is you have given with the help of user access. That means user is assigning this. Then next is one more is there, get length from user to insert the get whatever the values of feet and inches with the help of cin statement. Okay, so here void get distance. This is one more method which will enter the feet and inches values. Okay, so here cout enter feet, cin enter feet. Okay, so then cout enter inches and cin the operator and inches. Which is this operator? Yes, anybody? It's a put to operator, right? Put to operator. So we have this entering the values with the help of cin, okay, and we can now display this whatever the values you have entered by the user with the help of cout statement. So another method you are writing for this is the void show distance. This will display the distance value. This will display the distance value. Whatever you have input in the variable feet and inches, this will show as feet and inches value in the manner the same way like showing that feet dash inches and the value of that single code. The display is like the same way. Okay, feet and inches. Okay, so then next is distance. As we know that when we have the operator overloading, we have to use the data type, or it is called as return type. Why it is needed? Because a compiler has to tell which type of data or prototype of that function is. So you are using here distance as a data type or return type because it is a object of class operator you are going to add. So you are adding two distance values. You are adding two distance value, right? So distance, then the keyword operator, then the actual operator which you want to overload. Now which you want to overload is the plus operator because you want to add two distances. Then the passing parameter, one parameter you required here. Why required one parameter? As earlier told you that if you use the member function, then you have to explicitly pass one parameter, or and every time you are passing the second parameter. Okay, if you are having the distance two distances, okay, like you have object d1 comma d2 of the class distance, then what you are passing? D2 you are passing. D1 is implicit call, having implicit, and D2 you are passing for this particular method. Distance operator plus you are passing a distance. Okay, why now you are having a semicolon? Because you are just calling here, but you are not defining the body of this method. So you are defining the body of this method outside. So that's why the semicolon is followed there. Okay, so next you have to define that. Next you have to define that. So for defining what we want here, addition we want. Okay, so whenever you do the addition, what you do? You start with the right hand side. Yes, you have to start with the right hand side. You need to start with the right hand side, then carry over whenever you add with the right hand side. Suppose you have the addition like 6 plus 5, that is the first right hand side number, then carry is remaining, okay, 11, so 1 will be the carry, and here you have to add that carry with the again left hand side values. But so same way we are going to take this with the help of the addition operator. Okay, so we'll have this addition operator with the method overloading. So when you are using outside, then you have to use again the class name. Which class? Firstly, you have to write the method, that is a return type distance, then the class name, then the scope resolution operator, then the operator keyword, then the plus, which operator you want to overload, then your passing argument. As I've told you, if there are two objects, you want to pass the second object. You have to pass the second object. So distance space D2. D2 is the second object. D2 is the second object, right? Have you got the syntax? Why double distance is written there? Distance, again distance. First distance is the data type or return type. Second distance is the class name and the scope resolution operator. Okay, followed with the operator. This is a keyword for the operator overloading. Then the plus operator and passing argument is the object value. Now which object? Of the class distance D2 object. Similar way, you are going to add this as you have to take the variables like int f. These are the local variables, okay, int f and float I. Now how you are adding fit plus d2 dot fit? What does the meaning of fit plus f d2 dot fit? What is the statement meaning? Just what my question is, you have written fit first fit plus d2 dot fit. Okay, that means you are adding, doing the addition. This having the object value d1 you are not mentioning here, because the addition of this, the first operand is taken itself, because this is a method overloading, okay, for the binary. Then this is the, suppose you are doing, right, distance, see this, can you see this? Just go to the statement distance 3 is equal to distance 1 plus distance 2. Can you see this? Now when we do like this addition, okay, statement, then distance 1 is implicit and distance 2 is you are passing, okay, for the operator overloading, and you are going to have the end operator is here, answer is given to distance 3. So here you are writing the same way, the first distance 1 is implicit, that no need to write, again d1, no need to write here d1, right, d1 statement over here, d1 dot fit, this is implicit, what you have to write, d2 dot fit, okay. Then next value is for float, this is a local variable, okay, local to this function. Then inches plus, again I am not writing d1 dot inches, direct inches plus d2 dot inches. Now this will give the addition of inches, right? Now addition of I is greater than equal to 12. If total exists to 12, then decrement the inches value by 12 and add it to the fit value, that is f. F is increased by 1 to 12 inches. Okay. So if you manually do it, the same way you have to do this on the computer also. Then the right hand side fit value increases by 1, right? Then return the temporary distance by using the return statement. Return the distance f and this I value, where this value of return will be going in the distance 3, in the distance 3, value get written into the distance 3. Again look here, when we call the main program, there we write or declare the objects, distance class, distance 1, distance 3, distance 4. It define the distance constructor call. Constructor call means it get initialized to the 0, feet and inches value. So feet and inches value get initialized to 0 when you write this statement, distance 1, distance 3, distance 4. Okay. Next, now distance 1 dot get distance. What does it perform? Action. It will ask you to enter the feet and inches. It will ask you to enter the feet and inches. Get this distance 1 from user. You have to enter this because we have written the get distance method, right? So the values of distance 1 and distance 2 you are going to add, enter. Then distance dist 2. You are getting this 2 is distance 2, in bracket you are passing 11 comma 6.25. What does this call as? This call is called as 11 comma 6.25. What it happened then? What is the meaning of this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me the what is that statement will call out? You can see that third statement. See, anybody can tell me. what I want here in this statement, what it will jump to, which call it will jump to, distance 2 in bracket 11 comma 6.25. Just tell me the answer, where it will jump here.
Parameterized constructor.
So why you have taken so much
Value
time?
of feet or inches. Value of feet or inches.
Yes, then why you have taken so much time to answer? This will go to the parameterized constructor here, right? And it will take the feet value is equal to, yes, in given that feet value and inches value, and it will assign to this parameterized call. That means, what was the value? I think 11. 11 is going to,
11 and 6, 11 and feet.
so 11 is going to feet, and 6.25 is given to inches.
6.25 inches.
Yes, understood. This is a parameterized call. When you are declaring this, this is a default constructor call. That means feet and inches value is equal to 0, 0. But when you are calling this, this is a parameterized call, and you have to write the definition also, where compiler will search. It has to search, and it will find this definition. And get distance, here definition. You have to write the definition. Right? Up till this, is it clear? Only we are inputting the values. One by the parameterized call, other by the actual input by the user. This is a parameterized call. This is by the user. Get distance, and whom you are giving distance 1. Distance 1 you are giving by user, and distance 2 you are giving by parameterized call. Now you are doing the operator overloading. Which statement? Distance 3 is equal to distance 1 plus distance 2. The operator plus operator you are overloading, and it has to again find the definition for this statement, and definition is here. You have done the addition. How you are done? By using the return type distance, class name, operator, keyword, and you are passing argument as D2, because implicit call for D1. So you are not writing D1. You are writing D2 dot feet, and it will add feet. And same way you are adding inches plus D2 dot inches. It will add 2 inches. Then the answer goes to the distance 3, because your return statement goes to the return statement to distance 3. Same way, again you have done the multiple plus operators. Here was the single plus. Here is the multiple plus operators. The return value goes to the distance 4. Distance 1 plus distance 2 plus distance 3. Multiple plus operators. Then display out the lengths. Now you can display out the lengths with the help of the statement show distance. You have a method which is a show distance. Distance 1 dot show distance. Distance 2 dot show distance. 3, then 4. Likewise, you will have to show out the its display for showing the result. Are you getting this example? So same way you have to do one more example, which I want to tell you. The complex number, addition of the complex number, subtraction of the complex number, multiplication, and division is there. Okay, all operations for the complex number. Are you getting this? What my question is?
Yes.
What you have to do? You have to make a class complex, then use the variables real and imaginary. Real and imaginary. You can take in float data type, real and imaginary. Then do the constructor call, complex. One is the default constructor, another is the parameterized constructor call, and one more, that is the method to get the number. Void get number, like whatever you are inputting. Enter the real part, enter the imaginary part. Then show that numbers. See out statement and show the real and imaginary part in the same way like we have seen here, shown here. See feet dash inches. Same way I want that complex number show statement or show function. Then the addition function, overload that using the addition function, addition and subtraction. At least do that task. Same way this you have done, like addition of the distance in feet and inches. Okay, in the same assignment we can use the arithmetic assignment operator. Okay, so same this program is like same way it is, addition is done. The only thing is here we can overload plus equal to operator, plus equal to operator. Okay, so here we have a return type void. Why we have discussed this? Because I want to have the arithmetic operator, assignment operator can be overloaded. So while operating this, we can have the statement plus equal to. What does it mean? It means the same, distance 1 is equal to distance 1 plus distance 2. That means the answer is also kept in distance 1. You have to add distance 1 plus distance 2, but the answer has to be remain into the distance 1. That is a plus equal to assignment operator. So one value is the your one of the operand as well as the result value where you are putting the answer, where you are putting the sum. Similarly, arithmetic assignment operator is used for the subtraction as well, or multiplication as well, or division also. So this arithmetic assignment operator you can use in the same program and you will get the same output instead of using one more variable as d3. Instead of d3 you are directly assigning d1 plus equal to distance 2. The statement is same way like distance 1 equal to distance 1 plus distance 2. So it will have the addition of this 2 and get it the result distance 1. For this you have written the method. What method you have written? So whatever you are not taking another variable, you are just adding this because the feet plus equal to d2 dot feet, inches plus equal to d2 dot inches, and you are adding the inches. If inches exist exceed the 12 value, then you have to decrease the inches value by 12 and increase the feet value. And you are not returning anything. You are not returning in this case anything. That means this whole process is done and your no return type. That means it is void. Void distance scope resolution operator and the operator keyword plus equal to. Your overloaded operator is plus equal to. Here plus operator you have used the temporary variable and you are returning that result. You are returning that result. Okay, understood this one? Arithmetic operator plus equal to, yes. What is the difference? One variable is the one of the operand as well as it is putting the result also. Okay, in the next class we will see the same thing using the friend function. All right. Yes, any queries or doubt? Any queries? Any doubt?